Really wild session. I was just looking at it. Pretty wild session. All right, and then if any of you guys want to watch it via YouTube, here's the link. Yeah, pretty crazy. Tried shorting the whole day. Yeah, it looked pretty crazy, man. Really, really wild. If you look at the daily chart, I was like, damn, I did crazy. Took out the previous 2 days and then rallied up from there. Pretty wild. All right, let's see at the 1 hour where we're at. All right, so yeah, ES is way above these highs here. That you see on NQ, or yeah, these highs right there. So there's a cracking correlation. Looks like we filled that gap in that regular hours trading gap in the Asia session here, but not all of it during New York. Okay, so now we got 3 down candles in a row. So he blasted right through that other weekly volume imbalance there. Just blasted it. Damn. I'm trying to. I just want to delete. Oh, I need to send to back. That's what it is. Why can't I delete that? All right, let me just. There it goes. Into back. There we go. And now let's make this gap. It's still an RTH gap, so I'll leave it alone since it didn't fill all the way today. Okay. So big push up, 3 candles in a row. What are you talking about? Listening to me in the shower? What do you mean? What in the world do you talk about? Oh, oh, I was listening to me in the shower. Oh, gotcha. Hey, I appreciate it. I read that wrong. I thought you like he's listening to me in the shower. I was like, while I'm showering, he's listening to me. I was like, how is that possible? But that was just me being blonde and reading it wrong, probably. No, I think I was just being blonde, honestly, bro. Nice, let's go. Is that you, Justin? Okay. Well, kind of interesting because ES has already overshot this balance area by quite a bit. Let's see what YM's doing. YM usually is leading the market for whatever reason. Let's see what they're doing. What it's doing. All right, so we have an end of day spike up here. This will be a good area to see if it holds here, if it does dip down there. Because it does usually, as we've been seeing, we get a lot of these spikes end up holding. Make that bigger. Bruh. There we go. All right, there it is. So we'd want to see that this area here holds and support. Who DM'd me on WAP? Yeah, WAP's DM system isn't very good. If you got an issue or anything, Ray, I don't know why you're DM, but you can always open a ticket in the Discord here, and that's probably the best way to get help with anything. Yeah. Appreciate you at least asking about it and not just going straight to WAP. Super appreciate it, bro. And then we got the 4 p.m. price is right here. So I'm kind of wondering if we're not going to go lower here because of the way ES kind of violated that. Never mind, I guess it didn't. Yeah, it didn't. Never mind. I guess I'm tripping. All right, guys. Think. Yeah, I'm gonna go long here probably if there's some kind of retracement. I kind of have a feeling that we're gonna go down and test this area, but everything's bullish right now. The structure, everything's bullish, so I really know. Yeah, I'm saying I can't like just because I think price is gonna go down there doesn't mean it's like a trade or anything. So if we get a retracement here, I would like to take a crack at it. Let's measure this and see how deep this is. 70%. Yeah, we're about right there right now. Hey, what up? What up, Mike dude? It's cracking. All right, well, we're waiting for retracement here. Let's check out gold. See what it's up to. See if there's any opportunity maybe there. You make me think of gold right away. Only waves for some reason. I don't know. I must associate with you with gold. Something about you in my brain makes me think about gold. I don't know why. I think it's because a couple times you brought up gold on stream, and then we ended up making pretty decent money with whatever it was that I had seen. All right, yeah, so gold definitely needs to come up into this balance area up here. So quite a run up, and then we're getting pretty decent retracement, but 50%. But I'm also late to it as well. So it's about 6 points of risk here. To go long right now. There's a nice retracement. All right, let's do it. All right, I'm gonna pull the trigger here, guys. And I'll use 50% of this doji here as where my stop should go. Damn, if I would have waited one more second, that would have been much better. Should have stayed in long yesterday. Damn. Should catch an early long. All right, see how this goes here. It hit 50% off that doji pretty much perfectly there. Got the 50% retracement into the doji. I probably should have waited for that to happen, but I was afraid it was just going to keep one time framing. So see how it goes here. I think a little short-term target, a good short-term target for this would be like this half back of this doji. And reevaluate it from there and see what's up. Yeah, 2000. Nice, nice. Yeah, and then we'll do everything that we usually do on Sunday. We'll just do it today. Yesterday I felt like fucking death. I feel much better today, but I slept pretty much all day today. I don't know what I caught a bug or something. I don't know. Yeah, pretty crazy gap down last night. Like, geez, that's because of everything Trump was saying and like that was expected. The gap down. What was not expected is to hold that. It's still holding that spike up area we had talked about earlier in the week. I cannot believe it's still holding that area. That is nuts. Yeah, still holding it like a champ. That's crazy. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about, these spike areas being held like champs. Like you put it like perfectly where the spike area really begins, or it ends, I guess you should say. And then it bam, perfect touch to it right there. Very cool, huh? Isn't that cool? 8 p.m. 2000. Nice, nice. Oh, you caught the low down here, huh? On gold. Gotcha. Or on what product? On Nasdaq? What do you mean 2000? Oh, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay. And then yeah, pushed up there. Let's see what ES did at the same time. Was there Sundays are always good, man. The last 3 months of Sundays have been really great trading sessions. All right, let's check on the position. See how it's looking here. Beautiful. Very good. All right, this is where I was kind of like, we're going to have to decide what to do at this point, depending on how it reacts here. Because that is the balance area from that last big push there. I think it's also half back, maybe. No, I guess it's up higher. So let's go to 3 minute and we'll say, all right, we'll see it keep one time framing here. So pretty much as long as it doesn't go below there, I'll stay in 602. Nice, bro. Nice. I believe you, bro. I don't doubt it. You got the skills, man. I don't think you're a good trader. Obviously, you got the market masters, you know, your market mastered ups. All right, let's hope. See, I want to hope to see it keep one time framing here. It's not far enough away where it can scale out yet. I have to wait until it goes higher. Yeah, very true. Very true. Okay. There's the half back there. It's tapped it perfectly, so I guess we'll see what's up here. Pretty much at this point, if it comes back to break even, I'm gonna get out. That's be the this could be a failure swing here, so we gotta watch out for that. All right, there we go. Very nice, guys. Very nice trade here. I'm about where I can scale out here. Risked about 7 points, and we're up about 7. So it's a little bit more, and then we go and scale out. All right, there's 9 points. I'm taking one off right there, guys. Easy peasy trade. Really easy. No stress, no drawdown, really. Except for that initial push, I guess. Let's check. I didn't check. It's a good idea. Let's check it out. Um, no, you could say yes, but I would think that this would be the last strong low. It may be one on like a, yeah, I guess on a 30-second it could be. So we definitely need to watch out for that. Good looking out. All right, let's check back on 30-second here on 3-minute. Okay. Um, hmm. Makes me wonder. Let's check ES and see what's up with ES's market structure here. Huh. Now you guys got me wondering. This might be a good short up here. Especially because I don't see anything to the upside that needs to be redelivered to. So let's check that real quick. Yeah, we're literally just hit the half back of that area I thought price could go to. There's one more area way up here, but I don't think we're going to do all that tonight. Okay. So that was the gap that it just filled there, which it's a new day opening gap. So it just filled the new day. I didn't realize that was a new day opening gap. All right, I think I'm gonna go short here, guys. Off this low time from SIR here. Damn, if I was only 1 second earlier, could have got a lot more out of that. I guess it's 2 points. It's not that big a deal, but perfect timing for the split. Yeah, it was a good 80%. Yeah, it was perfect timing for the entry there. If I was just 1 second later, that would have sucked. Good looking out, Rasta Cowboy. Good looking out. Put our minds together much stronger, right? As long as we're all thinking in the same terms of strategy and everything. Yeah, I don't know. He DM'd me earlier this morning. I don't know what he's doing. All right. So I have 6 points of risk and we're now up 9 points. So I can go ahead and scale out there. Just remove any risk that is on the trade. Hey, what up, my dude? What's cracking, bruh? Then on the lower time frame, I see this as balance here. So this will be a good short-term target for it. I always like to have a short-term target and then a long-term target. That's how I prefer to usually look at targets. And then the long-term target would be to test this spike high area, which should be all the way down there. Bam, violated that balance area like a champ. Let's go. Hey, what up? What up, fam? Yeah, coming in hot. Look at if it half back this doji, I'm probably gonna get out because that would be crazy. So this little tiny balance area here, little baby guy. No, it didn't quite half back it. Really close though. Look at the little baby balance area. Yeah, see the little baby guy, little baby balance. Oh, perfect half back into the baby balance. That's kind of strange. Like, what are the chances of that? There's a nice little volume imbalance there. And then we obviously have another little baby balance area here, which would be a good target. Oh man, I don't like how it held the baby balance area. $20 more in daily profit target. Nice, nice. Okay. So we have baby balance. What to do? Yeah, I don't think with that fucking candle there, that is a savage ass candle that we're gonna continue up short term here. I don't that's a savage. Talk about a bear bar. That's a bear bar and a half right there. Because you gotta think anybody that went long here and didn't know about the SIR, they got totally fucked on that move. That candle there just they took it rough. No lube, no nothing, just straight shafted them. So I think if price does come back up at all, they'll just go right back down because they'll be exiting out. So hopefully, I don't know, that baby bounce there though is really suspect. That it half backed it to the tick. I think that is kind of a little bit suspect. And that is our higher time frame strong low. So I guess we'll have to see what happens here. That's why I scale out though. You think we see 900? 25,900? Yeah, I think so. I think we might in the next coming days too. I haven't done the high time frame analysis yet though. We'll get to that here in a little bit. Yeah, I shouldn't give them away. Okay. Let's see where we're at now. What's YM doing? Because YM was going down earlier. Let's see if it's still going down. Yeah, we actually had a nice double top there in YM. YM, for some reason, I just keep noticing it's like the leader. It even led this upside move, it looks like. No, I guess never mind. 351, about the same time. All right, so 50% retracement. I'm going to add into this here. I would like to add into it there if it does go there, but hopefully it does not. Yeah, super V-shaped, dude. So what's preferred time frames? Yeah, I like all of them, man. I think it's important to look at all time frames. Yeah, like I don't know, like if I would say my preferred time frames, 1 hour, 10 minute, 3 minute, and 30 seconds would probably be the ones I look at consistently. I like multi-time frame analysis is my buddy was short, 50K short in options. Oh, jeez. Damn. If it would have stayed down, if he was short from Friday, he would have got paid. If it had opened up down, imagine how much he would have got paid if the gap would have held. If it opened up down there, probably would have made bank. That's a really good question though, about the time frames. Yeah, I think time frames. All my strategies are built the way I've got them set up now is that they work on any time frame. So I kind of removed the relevancy of time frames. So it's for whatever time frame you really see price better at. That's the time frame I think you should use. That's something I used to always hate about a lot of concept. Well, it works really good on the 1 minute, but not the 3, or not the, it's always something like that. But that's what our strategies are good. Any time frame, you should be good to go. But I think, yeah, I personally really like the 3 minute a lot. It's probably the one I look at the most. I could go on a rant about time frames for like an hour. I saw ICT this morning mentioning price needed to attack sell side in a hurry, or me and blah blah blah. And all I could see was that sell side was strong low. No way. Yeah. Did you catch any of that move up, Eric? And move up was savage, bro. Very crazy. Yeah, look at that broad and little baby broad information there. Pretty beautiful. Very interesting opening too. How he popped up, hit that low there, and then went back down. I don't know. I might have shorted that, man. Pretty tough. All right, so we continued through that. So I think next target would have to be this area down there if I've got everything mapped out right. Okay, I don't like that. So ES is holding that 657 low, which I believe it's that low there. Let's check out the 10 minute, see how it looks here. What are we still one time framing on the 10 minute? Yes, sir. I can teach you it right now if you like, bro. But I have a couple of videos on YouTube about it. But I can teach you right now, bro. It's pretty simple strategy as long as you understand the which that's even easy to teach. The market structure. Do you understand what strong lows and highs are? If not, it's of course. Is that what OFC means? I don't know what that means. I'm assuming, yeah. Okay. All right, cool. If you understand that, then it's pretty easy here. So the SIR strategy, the setup we just took here is based off like this is a strong low on a probably a 15-second or something. Yeah. So it's pretty much you want to see a break of a strong low and then a failure swing from there up. So yeah, I'd say a 30-second strong low. This is the last low that led to a new high, so break up there. So we see the strong low break. So that's step one, see strong low or high broken. And then step two, let me do this. There we go. So step two, we just grab a fib from that high there, the high that made the last higher high. And then we bring it down to the low that broke the strong low. So that low broke the strong low, or strong low. So we pull up the fib, and then we wait for a 70 to 80% retracement. Bam. Wait for one time framing to end. So that means as soon as price went below the last candle, right there, wow, and then we entered in, and voila. And then the SIR model, you're really only targeting all the testing I did was based off the based off it just taking out the low here. Yeah, so something like that. But I always stay in longer if it keeps yeah, I saw that. I made a post about that. I think that person they don't realize that in the beginning when you're growing a really small account, yeah, go in ham with your buying power because you ain't got nothing to lose. But once you get up to like, I don't know, any kind of a relative amount that's worth saving, like you go into a instead of trying to double your account every day, you should chill the fuck out. I don't know what they're thinking. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you. I'll write it out so it's a little bit easier to understand too. Okay, beautiful trade here, guys. Looks like it's going to go to target there. All right, so let's say price is trending up and you want to go short, right? You're like, where can I go short at? How do I know when to go short? So strong lows are a good way to do that because what you'll notice is these strong lows won't be broken until the trend is usually over. I say usually because sometimes some days it's like, fuck, get broken all over the place, but most days not. Okay, so strong low, strong low, strong low, strong low. And then we finally have a break of the strong low right there. So step one is see. All right, so step one, see a break of advanced market structure. So we have it right there. Which you can't really see that we kind of front ran this setup here, but it worked. And then step two, from the last higher high, take that high and take it down to the low that broke the strong low to the low of the move down that broke the strong low. Step 2 is wait for 70 to 80% retracement. Put the wrong. All right, and then I always like to wait for one time framing in. It keeps me out of a lot of bad trades, so I won't just enter in because price hit 70%. I want to see it, the last candle's low taken out, which we have it right there. And that's why I entered in right as it broke that candle's low there. Yeah, so I'm going to put that as a rule. It should be a rule. Do not enter until and then rule 3, your stop placement can be either above the 80% or above that high. If you wait for one time framing in, I would just put it above there for less risk, but it really depends on you. You can put your stop loss up there if you want. You can put it at 80%. A lot of times I put it at 80% though. And then I usually, the target should just be, damn, that's a V-shaped recovery from target there. It's a really nice half back to balance there. Yeah, and then the risk to reward rise. So what I take this position and everything, all the testing I did was like just to target the break of this low. Because a lot of times you'll get a break of this low and then like a double tap, right? You get one push, boom, and then it'll continue up. So I usually look to exit. It depends on targeting, but if you're just to trade this setup without using any other concept, you target the low break, that low break there. That's a good way to, that's the only way I could test it. You can't test this strategy using one time framing because it'd be all over the place. But for testing purposes, that's how I did the testings. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, I scale out and I leave a runner. Yep, exactly. Careful, brother. I know you're teaching about one time frame and ended on the 1 minute. Oh, let me check that out. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see that until it was too late. That's why I put the balance area there. Probably would have exited right there if I thought. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I would say you can leave a runner like we did, right? But I would say at least at the low, switch to one time framing and be out. That would probably be a good way to do it. But at least take one off at the low break. It depends how you want to work it, right? Yeah, very good strategy, A++ though. Yeah, that would work too. Yep, exactly. Boom, there we go, guys. That's how we do it right here. Let's go. Called it. All right, next target. I think we already hit. I wasn't prepared. I didn't think it was going to happen that fast. It'd be this halfback area here. Let's go. Good call. Good call there, looped in. Good call. Yes, sir. All right. Very good Asia session. It'd be nice if like we went back to filling in these in right away. It seems like maybe a month or two ago it switched from these spikes being immediately retraced like very quickly up into like them holding for a couple of days for whatever. I don't know why. But I definitely, yeah, like right here, even this spike held. Like these spike ups are being held like champs. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. This whole, I'm gonna make this a fucking strategy, guys. I know it's not my strategy because volume profile has been around for a long time, but I don't know if there's any like, I know there's strategies around the previous day spike up using that as a strategy and volume profile, but I don't know if there's any like um inter-day like strategies around it. It's supposed to be bearish, yeah. It's supposed to be bearish long term. If it's a P, P's are bullish, or P's are bearish, D's are bullish, and then lowercase b's are bullish. But I don't know. Like this is a P shape here, and it ended up. I guess it did gap down. If you look right here, this is very P shape here. But I guess it did end up bearish. But this is like the P shape too as well, and it stayed pretty much. I guess we'd have to see. No, it's a B. It's a B shape. Yeah, spike ups are working very, very well though, for whatever reason. But I feel like a couple of months ago we would just like fill them right away. If you can one time frame on the 3 minute, then it closes once it ends. Ends right for SIR. Can you rephrase that again? This is how earlier was last night. You showing beginning of spike up reminded me. Nice, 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 bro. Okay, so to get out or not, this is a question. All right, I think I'm gonna enter. I'm gonna get out at one time framing ends here, guys. Just because I don't want to, if it does pull back, it's likely to pull back to balance, right? And that's quite a ways away. It's not like last time it was only, I would only get back to balance there was only 3 points. This time it's, 7 points, 6, 7 points. And that will also be the end. It's one time frame down on the 3 minute. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm not going to hold it. If it takes out one time framing, which I think it's going to. Let's see what ES did here. Let's see if there's a cracking correlation first. Yeah, big old cracking correlation there. So we're already one time framing up. Here we got 1, 2, 3, 4 candles in a row. All right, I'm out right there. Very nice trade, guys. Yeah, good call. Good call. Oh, yeah, yeah. Get out once one time framing ends. Once it's reached your target, I would say. I only tried to. It depends. I think it's a hard thing to say like when I would do it. But I think it really, after reach targets, yeah, I like what Bean said there. You can get out and re-enter on a valid setup. Yeah, I like that. Which I strictly used to trade that way, and somewhere along the way, I started trading a little differently. I definitely think I need to go back to doing it that way because I think it's a better way to trade probably. Not enough V's. All right, so close that loop in there, which I probably should have re-entered there, but I don't know. I felt like it's too soon to enter into another trade. All right, guys. I think that'll probably be it for trading for right now. We made quite a bit of money. Let's see how much we made there. Yeah, $1,100. Not too bad. I'm trying to get my expectations back in line around how much money I should make in 30 minutes. Like somewhere, I get all these things happening in my mind. Like somewhere along the way, my viewpoints will change. All of a sudden, then I'm trying to make $5,000 in 30 minutes, and then so I'm trying to realign myself with these beliefs that I have in my system. So, all right, let's go ahead and look at the daily chart, do some analysis for the week ahead. Yeah, nice, nice. Was it? Ooh, that might be. I don't know, dude. I haven't seen evidence of it long term. Yeah, it's all comes down to this, man. Redelivery is king, bro. Have we redelivered? No. Until that happens, I'm gonna hold my bear stance here, dude. Until it really proves itself on the higher time frames. Because on the higher time, now this is kind of getting a little provy, yeah. I think the seasonality, the seasonality might be a big reason for me to change my stance. Seasonality. All right. So 78% chance that we go up in April. That's really strong. Oh, TradingView has a seasonality chart. I almost forgot. Okay, so if we look, this is the last, it's not a very long data set here, 2021 on. I don't think that's a big enough data set. LT over the last 20 years. Um, yeah, still that's only 1, 2, 3. I want like a. Back 20 years. Okay, over the last 23 or over the last 20 years, April, July, November, the best months of the stock market. Okay, here's one going back 20 years. There we go. Yeah, so 80% chance we go up. That's pretty big seasonality wise. I think that definitely matters. I think that definitely really matters. All right. Okay, so we did make the right move there, exiting. That's very good. And we set an alert, so price does come up to here. Then I'll be notified. All right, let's go to undo analysis here. I'm gonna leave the chart off so I can see the full chart. Makes it a little bit easier. Let's go to the other contracts. Never mind, that doesn't make any sense. Hold on, I gotta delete all that stuff right now. Okay. So here's the monthly chart. Let's go 3-month chart. Pretty bullish looking. Yeah, that wasn't even a 50% retracement from the low there. So right now we're pretty much on the yearly chart. I think that's the 1 year. Interesting. All right. I just want to see what those look like. Let's go back to the monthly chart here. Yeah, it doesn't have 3 in a row from it though. Keep clicking on the wrong chart time. There we go. I don't know. I don't like the weekly chart. It's very ugly. There we go. 2 weeks is a little bit better. So I guess we did, like you had this open space here. Price did redeliver it pretty much to the tick there. So maybe I was being a little bit overly bearish here. But here is balance. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 and down in a row. We'll have to drop down and see if it's from that low to that high, which I think it probably is. Based off that being a bullish doji. So one way you can tell like how price worked, because it's a bullish doji, right? That means I know it opened up at that low and went down and then ended up higher, or else it wouldn't be a bullish doji. That's how you can know what actually happened inside the price action. So what I'm saying, by seeing that that's a bullish doji, I know that price opened up, went down first, and then higher, and then closed right here. That's how I can tell. But if it was a bearish doji, it would have went up first. You know, so whether the doji's bullish first can help you identifying balance areas. Because on a bullish doji, it would be, I think I did that wrong. It would be, so if price went down, I want to, yeah, it's this. That would be the, yeah, that would be it. Let me see here. Let me see. I'm curious now. Let's see if I'm doing this right. So that's the, from the close to the high, that's the full doji. there would be closing there. Yeah, I think that's about right. Okay. So ES just filled that volume imbalance there. You know what? Like if you were to look at this right here, you were to look at this, like it looks almost identical to what we're dealing with right now. Yeah, that's a 2-week chart SIR right there. Strong low break, 70%, 70, 80% retracement. And then bam. It's almost identical. Let's see how far it retraces here. So this is a down. This one was down in April. Yeah, there's the 50% retracement. But it did close in the loop here, just like we had price do. So it had an open loop there. It ended up closing it in. Okay. All right, let's go back. Let's see what's up. I just think it's funny how it's almost identical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 candles down. 1, 2, 3, 4 down. And 2 up. And 4 more down. And on this chart, we haven't closed in the loop yet, which should be right there, down into 26290. Huh, interesting. All right, well, let's keep an eye on that and see what's up. All right, let's get down to, I just want to see what it looked like on the higher time frames. Let's see here. All right, how many days in a row up are we? Because that could be a good indication that we're ready for reversal. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days in a row up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, there's actually an indicator for this. Hold on. Keep forgetting this indicator I found. So what I'm trying to do here is analyze like what's the record for days in a row up? Because usually there's like an average. So you got 6, 5, it didn't count that one all the way, even though it, and I guess it did end there momentarily. But if you look back, and 5 seems to be about 5-6. I guess it's counting that as a break of it. So I think here we're getting here up here, probably pretty oversold. Was what I'm trying to get at. Like the likelihood that it continues without a major pull, like at least a 50% retracement's kind of low, I would think. Let's see if we've had a cracking correlation yet. Because we know redelivery is about complete there. Okay, so no cracks in correlation yet that I see. March 10th. Okay, so ES is actually above these here. These two highs right here. Yeah. So we do have a cracking correlation there. In terms of this area being a totality of balance, where are we at? Getting there, it's like right there. Yeah, we already shot that, overshot that. All right, 4 hour we go. And it doesn't really matter if price goes up or down, right? It doesn't, in reality, it really doesn't matter. We still make money either way. The point is to identify areas in which price may have a reaction from, which is redelivery, areas in which redelivery is complete after it reaches it. So let's go ahead and identify those. So right here, price never got up here, even though it obviously needed to, right? Never really got up here. And then we have a gap here where price closed here and then opened down there. So there's a gap there. Which I think that's what, oh, I still haven't replayed. There we go. I was like, I thought we just filled this gap though. No, that makes more sense. Okay. So we still have this gap here. Yeah, it's closed and then open. Make sure it's right. Yeah. So there's still a gap there that still needs to be filled. Gaps are usually what they're going to be like long-term reaches for. So this would be a good area to see price come into, which it is a, I think it's a new week opening gap. This gap's a weird one. Let's see here. Well, it's a new day opening gap, yeah. So this is an Asia session gap here. And then RTH wise, it's from there to there. So let's mark that off. So from there to there's RTH, and then it's actually about even. So I'll just go ahead and leave this there. Okay, so price just got into the area I was kind of interested in getting back into. which was this area, which is totally overshot. So good on that. But I do like how it closed in the loop there. So I kind of missed that. I would have liked to enter in on like the right away as a touch there. Okay, so today it looks like we pretty much got to the low of the gap here. So we still have quite a bit of this gap to fill. So we could definitely see price coming up into 25,679. And then this would be the next area up above there that we could see price go to. Any of these lows here could have a nice reaction from them. And then this area, obviously, like prices definitely needs to redeliver that shit. That's kind of maybe it's from the low here. Yeah, I like this. I like these. This low's already been tapped into. This one is not. And then obviously the half back of that as well. All right, so we got our upside targets here. I'm scanning back to make sure they hadn't already been tapped into. Okay, so oh, that was that balance area. And then this would be a little bit higher time frame chart, SIR here. Doing a really nice strong low there. Broken. No close below it though. But you have another time frame one here though. So the halfback, I think it might be better to go from that low. We'll see though. Something I don't like about this, like going long or going short here, is that ES. It looks like it already tapped into that that spike area high there, I think. We'll have to double check. Which should be like right there. Not quite yet. All right. I don't mind going short here. And see if we can go down, because Nasdaq didn't get anywhere near it yet. Yeah, spike areas. Right there. Right there. And the 4 p.m. candles right there. So I like it. I think it'll work good. And we also have a nice little volume imbalance inside of here that definitely needs to be redelivered to right near the balance area here. Also like that as well. That's right. Let me make sure I have this balance area right. So it's retracing that big ass bear bar that was right there. It's retracing that right now. So it might come up past there and come up into like 605 actually, into that low of that doji there. Okay. So I'll set an alert for up there so I don't have to watch it. I really like alerts. Alerts will help you guys a lot if you set them and just kind of like use them. They work really, really well. Especially if you download TradingView on your phone. That way you can get the alerts on your phone. So you don't gotta sit here and like watch it like a hawk and be tempted to take a bad setup. So you can see this gap on the daily chart as well. Definitely is there. So once we get up into there, I think that would be good for targets to the upside. Let's go ahead and look at targets on the downside here. Nope. Well, that was quick. Jeez. Oh, that's the old one. 590. Okay, obviously we have the gap there. And we have this area here, especially this high here. I think this high is prime time for retracement too. And this is definitely a solid balance area to look for half back of. And then we still have our targets from down below there. We got all those filled in. All right, and then on the 1 hour, we have lots of targets lower here. So all these areas here are going to be areas that you should expect a reaction at. I really like this one, especially because it's like the first pullback, major pullback off this move up. So I definitely think at some point price is going to be redelivering down to here. Below that, I don't know. Depending on how bullish we are, do we ever come back down here? I guess we'll have to find out long term. And then we have this area as well. All right, pretty easy targets there. They're really noticeable. I like them. They're all really, you don't really have to look too hard to notice that they're there. All right. All right, I'm gonna go short here, guys. Even though I think there's a chance that it does possibly come up in a half back here, I think we should at least see a retracement before that happens, hopefully. So, shit. This still one. Oh, there we go. Thank God. I was like, I entered in, but it's still one time framing on the 3 minutes. So I was like, oh, that's not good. But this that gap down close there is very good. All right, so let's look at a 50% here retracement, which would put it somewhere in that area. I think the first retracement it did there, though, was pretty deep. Yeah, it's 80% retracement. Which it never broke that strong high on those retracements there, which is kind of interesting. So maybe we get like a S, if it's bullish, like let's say it is bullish from here, maybe we get like a SIR type retracement that would actually close that in pretty well. That move up, close that move up in there pretty well. Yeah, be a perfect 80% retracement right there. All right, well, we're doing this on the left. Let's continue on the right with the ES with its levels. Which I also want to do the levels on YM because I want to start trying to, you know, if the setups look good on YM, I want to start taking them. Again, the levels are really easy. The bullish levels are really easy to see here. I also like to use the previous gap from the left that hasn't been retraced into yet. Like we had a gap down, so then I like to put these gap highs and lows on my chart because a lot of times price will interact and you'll have a reaction with the levels. The main thing is I want to put areas in which I think I get a reaction from. I'm looking for a reaction. I want to trade the reaction, right? The bounce from these areas. Because they give you really good setups from. Let's make those gray. They're noticeable as gap related. And I forgot to put this gap. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 up. So this is the balance area. I already put it on there apparently. Interesting. Okay, there we go, getting all these on there, and then I'll be prepared for the week ahead. I don't really like having to search for levels down, up. Okay, so this actually lines up perfect. All right, very nice. So I'm risking about 7 points there. So 93. I don't know why I'm trying to do it in my head, but I can just do it with this fucking tool so easily. I'm about to actually pass this eval here. Let me double check, make sure I can make enough. Be really close. I think I might have to make a little bit more money on the next day after this, but it'll be really close. Thank God I haven't passed an eval in like, I don't know, it seems like it was doing forever. In like not that long. Maybe a week and a half. So pretty much right as it gets into the 50%, a little bit above that, I can scale out, take one off, which then will guarantee I don't take an L. Even if I get stopped out, I'll still take a small win. While we're doing that, we can get these 4-hour areas on our chart here. What the fuck is that? It's weird. I got the same entry price on this one as I did with the other account, which is crazy. Because this one I entered in so much earlier, like in terms of time. It's kind of weird. All right, this one had 1, 2, 3, 4 pushes down. So we got 1, 2. Okay, and then for upside for ES is obviously that same gap there, and then this low. So the gap is from that high to there. And we'll see how it reacts at the 50% here. If it's super bullish, we've seen in the past, if it's like V-shape recovery type shit, these 50% retracements are usually what we see. Like right here, it was super bullish, right? I bet you that was a 50% pullback right there. See that? These 50% pullbacks. If price is really bullish, that's usually what at least the 50%. All right, so I can go ahead and scale out there, take the risk off just in case it is super bullish and it pulls up on both accounts here. I entered in with more contracts, obviously, because it's a 150K account. Shit, I gotta be careful not to do that. Yeah, let's see what ES did on that. Let's finish this up though, so I don't have to come back here again. Okay, I think that's about it for ES on the upside. I don't think that's already had the... No, that's a balance area. It still needs to come half back to at some point. But that would be like the very last one, yeah. Okay. Oh, gaps for ES here. So price. Yeah, there's a weird gap in there. I can't really see it though. Ah, there we go. Now I can see it. All right, did price ever get back up into where this gap started from though? So it gapped up, but I don't think price ever got back to there. So I want to put that on there. Or did it with that? Yeah, it already did right there, I think. All right, never mind. Okay. All right, I'm gonna add back into this right here. I stop down a little bit. All right, let's see what ES did on there on this little push there. Damn, ES went right to the trend line on this right here. Alrighty, guys. I think that will wrap it up. Unless you guys got any questions or anything you want me to go over. Let me catch up on your guys' questions real quick. Or if you had any, how about this? If you guys had any questions, could you just re-ask them so I can see them? And this is pretty strong. Do you move the fib from A? Let me check it out. In the case where, oh, I get what you're saying, yeah. So you would, so on this entry here that we had, you would take, so this is where it's a little tricky because sometimes I do, like, you should go from the highest high. If it broke a strong low, you go from the strongest high to the low that was created there. Oops, it's backwards. But sometimes I do, depending on how far, like how prominent this second high is here, sometimes I will use that high. But it's in general, it should be from, stupid thing. Oh, it's backwards this one. It should be from that high to the low that broke it. For the strong low breaks, I don't know, man. I kind of have like, that's tricky, dude. Should you need a close below it or not? Like sometimes the closes work really well, and then sometimes I feel like I would miss out on a lot of trades if I was waiting for the closes. Yeah, I don't know. I need to do testing of it, like long-term testing, and see. So what Eric's asking about here is like on the SIR, would we consider like if we go to the 15-minute here? It's a 30-minute. Nah, it's probably 15. Yeah. Yeah, so here's a strong low break, but price didn't close below the low. So does that count as a strong low break or not? Because a lot of times what you'll see is price. Let me see. If we go back, I'm sure there's a couple of them from today. Yeah, like here, for example. No, it didn't break it, damn it. Yeah, for here example, you have this strong low. But price wicked below it, but it didn't close below it. And then you see price just one time frame. But this is also why I tell you not wait for one time framing to end. So yeah, there's another example of it right here. Price wicked below it. Yeah, so I think it would need some testing to see like which one works better. Like if it increase, like let's say it increases the win rate of it by enough to make them mistrade, making up for some mistrades worth it, then definitely yeah. But if not, then it probably isn't. So it's kind of tricky. Good question though, bro. A to B. Yeah, you would go to B from if you were to put your it's not. I mean, it's not too large. Yeah, you go from high to B. Yeah. And then 70-80% would be yeah. Be somewhere up in this vicinity. Also, from your TPT, you don't recommend move. Yeah, I know. I was just thinking. That's why I said I gotta stop doing that. I'm not really sure about that TPT. Like, so I've reached out to the dude that I know inside the management team, and I've also reached out to the owner to get some fucking clarification, dude. Because if you go to their website, like their website made me fucking like just kind of I don't know, dude. It was just kind of disappointing, honestly. So you go to the website and you're like, okay, what are the fucking CME rules that I should worry about as a trader with this company? So you go FAQ. Yeah, CME rules and regulations. This is what pissed me off. Like, it was like the laziest thing they could have possibly did. So if you're like, okay, here's the rules that you need to worry about, they do that. But then this right here just like fucking infuriated me. This. What the fuck is this, dude? I went through all these rules for that video and 99% of them would have no consequence for a sim trader with take profit trader trading on sim. Maybe in their live account with CME, yes, probably some of them. So why in the fuck put them on here Like it's so lazy, dude. Like look at this. These are all different, huge, like at least 1 page or 2 page, or some are like 10 pages and 3 rules. Like, why put that on your page, dude? And another thing I don't like is that that I also reached out to them that I want to talk to them about is I signed a contract on my first funded account with them. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and scale out here, guys. This account is passed, so I can go ahead and cut that. Beautiful trade. Let's go, guys. Cleaning up tonight, huh? And then it did go to the target there. So if it is bullish, this might be the area that it tries to do it from. So I'd definitely be careful here. I think I'm going to use the 1 time frame, maybe not on the 1, but maybe the 2. We'll see which one looks cleaner here. No, I'll probably do it on the 1 minute, just because I'm afraid like this was really perfect redelivery complete here. I get like perfect balance area touch. So there's your last balance there, your little baby balance there. Beautiful redelivery to it though, right? Beautiful. So you'll see that the price needed to come back here because of that move up, right? Like you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 candles in a row. Smack that to balance to the tick. So, and if it does retrace, it's going to go back to balance, right? Which would be all the way up there where I entered. So there's no point in I'm staying in the trade beyond that. But there is like one more balance area right here. I saw earlier that price definitely needs to go to at some point. And then obviously this spike, but we just haven't been retracing those in the same 24-hour period for whatever reason. And did we have a cracking correlation? We did. ES took out that low. Nasdaq did not. So we have redelivery of the session so far completed. Like if we were to look at, does anywhere from here lower need to be redelivered? No. We have a cracking correlation. Check. 1 time framing ended. So this could be a bullish SIR. I'm not going to take it. I'm pretty happy with my profits, but that is the 3-point reversal wherever it went. There it is. Oops. All right, never mind. Because I wanted to find it so I could show it to you guys. I'll just screenshot it. So redelivery is completed. Cracking correlation, SIR failure swing. That's what just happened here. So this could be like a short-term low of the session. Okay, bam. But yeah, I definitely want to talk to, I would love to get him on an interview, and then I don't want to trick him or anything. I'd tell him beforehand I was going to do this, but just ask him as a trader. Imagine, James, you were a trader with Take Profit Trader, and you read this and you're told to follow these rules, and then at the very end, they drop, I don't know, 50 pages of CME documentation on, it's literally 50 pages, dude. Like I spent like 4 hours trying to read it all. I didn't get through all of it. I had to use AI. I got lazy and started using AI. And then on top of that, you're told to this MRAN, they talk about this, which is a whole nother fucking 150 pages of documentation. So I just feel like I would like to ask him, what would he do? How would he feel as a trader with a prop firm if they did this to him? You feel like, what the fuck? What? It's just kind of, I don't know, it's just really disappointing, dude. So hopefully he'll get back to me and let me know if I can, even if it's not him, someone else from the team, I don't care. But I want to get them and ask them this question, like, how would you feel as a trader? Would this make you feel safe to trade with this company? Or does it make you feel a little bit like, maybe like, I don't know, like, am I doing the right thing or am I not? What am I allowed to do when I'm not? And what I was getting back to is the contract thing. So the first funded account with Take Profit Trader, I signed a contract, but I did not get an updated contract to sign that included spoofing, layering, quote stuffing on Sim, which is absolute, the whole, I don't know why they did it this way, dude. It's really just, it's fucking retarded. And I really want to ask him, like, I understand that he depends on CME for his business, and I understand that CME is giving him rules that his traders must follow. But I also want to ask him, like, do you understand as a intelligent human being that is logical, that you can't spoof on a Sim funded account? You can't spoof in Sim because no one, or layering or quote stuffing because no one is able to see those orders. So how is that a thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is, in, why would CME, I just have a lot of questions. Like, why would CME care if traders are doing this on Sim? Because it doesn't matter, because no one sees the orders. The whole idea of spoofing is, okay, I put in an order, a huge order that make people see and are like, oh, that big order, that's a lot of orders. I think other people see it too. So then price will probably go to that order because of how big it is, right? That's what spoofing is. So, and quote stuffing for that matter. So how can you logically say that is someone in Sim is doing that because they can't be, because it's not being seen? You know, I want to question him and ask him, what the fuck is up with this CME page? And then the last thing I don't like is that I can't find an email. I didn't look that hard though, where it tells me I'm not allowed to, or just an email, because if I get an email that says no spoofing, right? Naturally, because spoofing can't happen in a Sim market, I would assume that is only for their traders that are live trading, right? With a live account. So I didn't get an email explaining to me that, hey, you need to follow live trading rules, even though you're not in a live trading environment. I think that would have cleared up a lot of issues, because if you are in a live trading environment, you have to follow all of CME's rules anyways. Like, all the rules here, okay, fine, you got to follow them because that's what you're essentially trading CME, because it's a CME exchange. So you have to follow the rules just like you would with TradeAway, just like you would with anybody else, any other live brokerage. You'd have to follow all these rules, and it's just expected of you. But in a Sim market, without saying, hey, you need to do, I think it's kind of fucked up. I think they should have done that. So yeah, it's just a little strange. All right, any questions, guys? No, I don't do one-on-ones anymore. I did offer them in Christmas when I really needed the money. But unfortunately, the dudes that did it, I don't know why, but they only came to like the first 2 sessions and then didn't come to the third. So I don't know. But it would be so much money, dude. It'd be like $1,000 for 3 sessions. And I don't know. I think you can learn that without doing the one-on-ones, dude. I think even though the SIR is not in the course, which I should either redo the course, redo it, or I'll have to look and see how many people there are in the VIP, but is it hidden? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I think that this is enough. Like this, if you did all this, did the I don't think there's any need for the 101. And then I would actually ask that you I think that's why maybe they are gonna actually reach out to those two students shortly after and ask them, and they said they were finishing the course. So maybe they'll hit me up later for the last sessions. I don't know. Or maybe they just finished it and feel like they didn't need it. I don't know. But yeah, I imagine if you did all this, like you went through and did the homework for it all and turned it in, you wouldn't really need to do the 101s. I think it's far enough. All right. Do you check to see if any other prop firms have that? Yeah, I have, yeah. And they mention it. They do mention it, the rules. But like I said in that video, I think it's because of how big they're. I just don't think people realize how many people are trading live with them, and it's because of their rule set. Let's go. Yeah, so you can see they do. They just have it listed out a little bit differently. Yeah, and this is more like reasonable, but to put the whole, it's just I feel like whoever was in charge of this just got lazy. Like whoever's in charge of, maybe, you have someone just like in any company, you have certain people in charge of stuff. Whoever got Vlada, which I doubt that's her real name, um, was just like, I don't really feel like doing this, so I'm just gonna paste in CME's some of CME's massive rule book, and I'm just gonna put it in there, like reporting infractions. Like it's very strange. Like, and this has nothing to do with. It just doesn't have anything to do with it. Block trades, operator IDs, manual order indication. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully I can interview him and ask him because I really want to check. Hey, what did you get? What did you get, man? You've been killing it, bro. I've been telling people. Yeah, they don't do that anymore, right? Yeah, I looked on their website and that 10K a day rule is gone as well, which is dope. So there's really no limit to how much money you can make per day with Take Profit Trader now. 10K used to be the limit, but now that's gone. Yeah, they took it out. Yeah, it used to be where it would say if you made over 10K a day, you'd be updated. I wonder if like some people that are hitting take 10K a day, they put them in a live account and they end up blowing up. if they were just sick of losing that money. But then, yeah, I don't, that would be my guess. Dope, bro. Hell yeah. I don't think that's it, B Trey. Is I don't get the I don't get the I never got that vibe from James because when I interviewed James, I actually talked to him off camera for over an hour, and I never got the vibe from that dude that he was like that. But as your company becomes bigger, you kind of put control into other people's hands. So I don't, who knows, maybe who we put the control into their hands, maybe they're evil like that. I don't know. I feel like that's such an evil thing to do. But that does happen with people and companies, like, you know, you delegate more and more shit to people, more and more people, and then if they're bad people. Yeah, that's what I want the answer to. I want to know, like, I want to be like, seriously, what is CME? Like, I want to see the contract. I don't think he would do that, but I know they're under contract with CME, and so is any other prop firm that is using the CME data. And I would really just like to know what the truth of it is, dude. But the likelihood of them giving us the truth would be, I don't know. Are they allowed to share the, they may be under contract not to share a lot of contracts are like that. You're not allowed to share the information with them. But I think Take Profit Trader needs to update their contract when you get a funded account, because I think if these people that had their shit taken, if they were smart, they would go look at the contract and see if that shit's included, because I would almost guarantee it's not. Because what they do in the beginning is they have you sign pretty much a contract, but I haven't signed a new contract since any rules have changed, so I don't know. Bullnox was really good at that, and when they changed their rules, they wouldn't bring it up to you, wouldn't send an email, but it would be in your contract at least. So they were really good about that, and still are. Anytime anything changes in the contract you sign. When did you get that? When did you make that money, bro? It is too God, huh? The SIR is the truth, bro. It really is. But I think if you were just to trade the SIR and you didn't know the other teachings that we go through, like the cracking correlation, one-time framing, redelivery, without all those other things in it, it might not be that great. I think that those things adding in with it make it a plus strategy. Nice, bro. Sick, dude. Killing it. What size account was that? Bro, you know how hard, I think if you look at the return on drawdown, I think that's pretty insane, dude. I don't think many traders have that ability, dude. Because if you think about it, you have you essentially made 10K with the $2,000 account, dude, is what you did. That's exactly what you did, actually. You made 10K of 2,000. So you 5x'd your account in the morning. That's pretty dope, bro. Congrats, man. Yeah, I wonder how many traders actually have the ability to make 10K a day. I don't think it's very many with $2,000 drawdown possible. Yeah, that doesn't matter either. How big of a buffer though? Was it more than 2K? Oh yeah. Yeah, see? Yeah. It's pretty insane. I still don't think many traders have the ability risk-wise. That's not very much risk to make 10K, right? You might be if you're able to do that consistently, bro. I just filled out the contract with Tradeovate. I'm gonna start because my stupid the options public won't let me fucking takes like days for the to go through the money, so it's like aggregating. But I'm definitely gonna open up a micros account, maybe throw like $1,000 in it, and maybe not that much, maybe 500 to start out with and see what's up. I haven't tried in like a year or two, so I'm gonna be see what's up. See if I can slowly grow it on the side. Which if you guys want to do it, it's really easy. You just go to Tradeovate. Live account. Google it. Open Tradeovate account. It's really straightforward. It's pretty easy. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you only need $50 per micro of margin. So that's why I said 500, because that would allow me to trade 2 to 3 micros at a time and still have the margin in there. So yeah, you can easily do 500. Oh, can you make 10,000 with 500, 2,000? No, absolutely not. You would need at least to be able to, you at least need to be able to trading at least 2 contracts per position, full size position. So, and then you need a buffer, probably 1,000, 1,500. At least you at least need at least a couple $1,000. So that's a good question. Yeah, so for the micro on Nasdaq, yeah, so you got $1,000 of margin required for each contract. Damn, I might need more. Yeah, maybe if you want to trade Nasdaq, you like $750 on the micro side, probably. But for the minis, you would need $1,000. So you would need probably a $4,000 account to make like 10K a day. You could do that. But if you lose, right, this is why prop firms are such a great thing. Like, let's say you deposit the $4,000, and let's say you go into tilt, you lose $4,000, right? It's not like with a prop firm when like Take Profit Trader. That's why Take Profit Trader is so fucking goated. I don't think people understand. So if you think about the symmetry upside, like, so with Take Profit Trader, the upside is unlimited, right? Unlimited. Other prop firms max payouts. So that's what makes Take Profit Trader so goated, is like in how it, and then with the payouts on day one, it's almost better than a cash account. So if I like, there's almost no reason to really have. I'm talking myself out of I'm talking myself out of making a cash account right now, because like, what if I look at this, like, why, right? Like, why would I? It makes no sense. That's why they're so goated. Pretty much every other prop firm in the world has a max payouts, max something around payouts. 100 per micro, 1,000. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, blew 20K before yeah, me too. Before I heard a prop, yeah. I think I must have started at least 5 different live accounts with $5,000 to $10,000 at some point, if not more. Some of them I built up too. I've had a couple of options accounts that I got up there pretty big, but blew them up eventually. That's what makes prop trading really kind of cool. Yeah, it's not a bad option to have both, especially that's really true P-trades, especially if you've been prop trading for a long time and you're struggling when you get the funded accounts. It's because you're not used to trading risk on. So when you trade risk on, your anxiety goes way up. You get really stressed because now all of a sudden it's real. I had that issue because I quit options trading. I quit everything. And I had that option. I get really nervous, and like as soon as I get the funded account, I'd be like shaky almost. So I'm glad I really did that. Yeah, what's that? Push it. You know I'm all about ideas, bro. Yeah, so either having a live TradeAway account or or options account or crypto account where you're trading risk on every once in a while. That's actually a good idea. I made a video about that before, but that's actually a really good idea. Good looking out, Erica. That's a really good video that I'm really passionate about, so it'll be really easy to make. Super passionate about V-shape recovery trading, how you should trade on V-shape recovery or trading on the V-shape. I'm almost there where I could make a video about it, teaching how to trade V-shape recovery, but I understand the basics of it, how it's working, but I don't know, man. It's kind of so V-shaped recoveries have a certain aspects about them that I'm starting to notice. That usually they have start off with the 50% 50% retracements that then lead to massive one-time framing. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. A V-shaped setup would be nice. That'd be the shit, actually. To make a strategy, though, you have to. I think it takes a lot. Yeah, it's a good like SMC soup. Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, like SMC soup led to V-shaped recovery or something. Yeah. I definitely think I need to make another video about trading on the right side of the V. I think that's a really good video. That it's such a easy concept that makes such a drastic change in your trading. Like, um, it can take you from like 50% there to being profitable to 75. I think like it's just such a massive increase in win rate and less risk and more reward that it's one of those levers that I like were pulled in my trading that made to make or break kind of moment. All right, any other questions, guys? My voice is starting to go out. So I think I'm gonna do an analysis here. We'll see if it works out. It may not. So I think tomorrow we're gonna see price wick up into fill that gap up there. I think we'll see price tap into there, and then I think we see some downward, couple days of downward price action. I think that's the next couple days we could be looking for. Take the stairs up, elevator down. We may even retrace this too. Yeah, I think that's what we'll see over this week here. What's up with the news? Do we have enough news to get the volatility? So tomorrow we have PPI. Then we have initial jobs claims, retail sales. So we got some high impact news. Then, so there were two things this week. No, one thing this week. I didn't look at Spotify or Spot Gamma's email this weekend. Hold on. So following last week's ceasefire announcement, the S&P 500 lifted over 3%. On the surface, this rally looked meaningful shift towards risk on sentiment. The VIX compressed below 20. Bro, I'm not paying $300 a month, bro. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Last week, the dynamic became highly significant. Dealers had been generally short puts over the last month as traders leaned into downside protection. As IV increased, this put heavy positions no longer needed to be hedged aggressively. Adding to this dynamic was the negative gamma. As traders chased calls to the upsides, dealers were short these calls, need to buy more futures as market rallies. The gamma dynamics amplify the move. The key take is that a Vanna-driven rally is not a fundamental all clear. So they're pretty much saying that this rally up is a trap, is what they're getting at. Bullish flows are short-dated. Defensive flows are not. Beneath the headline rally, the structure of options positioning tells a more cautious story. Meanwhile, longer dated positions remain defensive. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. This week ahead, earnings season plus expiration flows. The upward sloping curve indicates the near-term IV is lower than longer-term dated IV. Singularly normal conditions. Major events include the VIX expiration, which is big, 415, and then monthly OPEX at 417. Okay. And then we also have Netflix and major bank earnings. And then this was the report that they sent me today, which we knew from, like, this report actually helped the last time we looked at it. It showed that extreme bullishness positioning on SPX, and we were right at the bottom of the rally when this happened. So if we think price is going to be heading down, you would see like major players positioned for that. And probably the stocks, right? Like, okay, index and ETF positioning is strongly bearish with delta exposure of 4,037 million. Jeez. And high Vega exposure on SPY, 9.6 million. So everything bought in the SPY and QQQ are puts, everything big anyways. Directional positioning is distinctly bearish, driven by significant put buying across the board. Historically extreme bearish delta positioning, indicating extreme downside expectations. Jeez. Call vertical, call spread open. Top positions by gamma. Someone opened huge spreads on IWM. Jeez. Put spreads, $20 million worth. That's crazy. Substantial 369 million sell to open of SPX puts. SPY put purchase of 85 million. Jeez. It's big money. Largest index trades are concentrated in SPX and NDX. A massive 400 million buy to open call for SPX. Oh, so someone put on so it looks like they SPX calls 405 million buy to open. It looks like it was like a I can't remember the name of it. A strangle. That's what it looks like to me. Because then they bought 405 million puts as well. So you got puts and then calls, same number. Yeah, right here. Come on. Contrary large index, I was in 103 buy to open. Yeah, it's just crazy how much money moves through these markets. It's insane. Sold $6 million worth of premium. 369 million, 85 million, 19 million, 11 million. These are huge positions. 400 million. 174 million. Pretty crazy. Unusual options trades. Nothing that would concern us. Okay, so you guys remember this. Remember this when we saw this when it was about to go up? This was extremely positive. You guys remember? It was almost like that, like something like that we saw on SPY, SPX, and Nasdaq. So you have big, massive negative gamma coming in the market. No, that's delta. I don't know how the delta affects the, I don't know how that would expect it. Oh, there's SPY has, that's, I wonder why that is. Why SPY has such big gamma change, positive gamma, but then more than in more of a dollar value than SPX. It's kind of crazy. Well, that's bullish. Yeah, I don't know. Very mixed messaging. This report is dope. Technology is very bearish. Delta exposure from options, there it is, negative. Huge negative on equities. Summarizes net delta exposure across sectors with positive, negative delta exposure as seen on bullish, bearish. So very bearish. Whoa, that's crazy. Put volume is off the chart for SPY. Like literally off the chart. Top open interest changes in the last 5 days. Almost off the chart as well. So it looks like to me from reading this that big time players are positioning to the downside for a downside move, which as they should after we just had how many days in a row up. We saw them position really bullish as we were coming down this last day. I think we did this on a Sunday last time, so it would have been yeah, in here we saw it. So now we're seeing after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days up, it makes sense that they're positioning for price to go down for a pullback. I think that totally makes sense here. All right, now we're ready to grow. Trump tweet will do it. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. I will see you guys. Sorry to, it's no trouble, Frank. I appreciate questions, my guy. This is the report done that you can sign up for a free trial as well. Flow Patrol by Spot Gamma's free 5-day trial. And then I like the free trial because they don't ask for a credit card or anything. They just ask for your email. I think it's because they know that it's such an extreme value that if you're a stock trader or something, like you're probably going to come back for more. I don't know how much it is a monthly, but I don't think it's that much. Yeah, so I definitely sign up for a free trial. Check it out, guys. It's definitely worth it. And I will see you guys mañana. In the morning. We'll get right back at it. Right before the opening, we'll get started and we'll get to it. Yeah, I'm gonna be live at the opening. Oops, that was the wrong link. Copy link. There we go. Yep. Alrighty, guys.